Giratina, Story 2. The lonely Emily wasn't a sociable individual, rather was obvious. She never had any friends, she always ate alone at school. It was a reality that she wasn't exactly happy with. She wanted a friend who would be there for her at her lowest, yet no friend showed their face. That is, at least, until she met him, big and bulky. A grey and mint green sheen dawned on its body. A Dalek Supreme laid dormant in a dark alleyway, despite her gut telling her not to. Her mind told her otherwise, and soon she would take the Dalek home. A few minutes ago, the Dalek wakes up. Its eye stalk was purple. The Dalek tried to act innocent. "Hello, little girl, will you be my friend?" the Dalek said. His voice was staticky, but combined with his rigid movements and rusty plating gave off the impression that he was on his last legs. Despite, however, he seemed energetic, like he was just brimming with life. She hadn't initially been sure whether to accept his offer, but his poor state combined with her loneliness practically forged the answer for her. At first, it seemed like she had made the right choice. He was there when she needed a shoulder to cry on. He would provide her with a moral support in any way he could, mostly via soft voices of comfort. It was strange just how good he was at making her feel. It was there that her life really started to look up. She started feeling better about herself. She began making friends. She even gained the confidence to finally ask out her crush. Of these 3 months, it seemed that all the pieces were starting to come together. But just like a puzzle, all it takes is one missing piece for everything to fall apart. It all started with her lover's murder. It had been so sudden, the reporting of a house being invaded and her being stabbed to death. She was devastated. "Don't worry, everything will be okay. You still have me, after all," the Dalek had said. She wasn't sure if she would believe it. Eventually, after several excruciating weeks of sobbing and a puddle of tears, she finally got herself back up and made the steps towards recovery. And it all started with talking to her friends once again. It had proved to be one of her better decisions, as she had managed to form an extremely close bond with one of her male friends. He was a bit of a nerd, but that hardly mattered. Then it happened again. The faceless killer had reared their ugly head once more and took the life of their dearest friend. "You are going to be okay," the Dalek had said yet again. She was finding it harder to believe. Then it happened again, another life gone to the killer. It all seemed like they had a vendetta against her, as they were only going for those she cared about. You still have me, right? The Dalek's consolation was becoming less and less comforting. She finally snapped after she lost her friends, the only thing to keep her going sane, to keep her from being alone. The bear wasn't helping. If she was going to be honest, she didn't know if he ever did help. His words of comfort range hollow now. That was when she learned the truth. She had never bothered to look into the tech behind the Dalek. She had always assumed he was simply a friendly robot, but all would be shattered when she found out about him being a prototype. A prototype built to destroy all life forms. It was not long after that she would find a bloody knife in her drawer. This is how it feels? The Dalek spoke from her doorway. This is how it feels to be alone. To be discarded. To lose everything. With no one to help you. She understood it all now. This Dalek was playing her for a fool. It never cared about being her friend. All it cared about was airing out grievances through destroying everything she cared about. And the worst part was, it was she who had killed her friends. It was she who had killed her loved. It was she who had been played as the Dalek's newest toy. The police come barging in after all of that. She didn't know who had called them, though she had the hunch it was him. She didn't try to restrain arrest. She knew there was little point. As she was loaded into the back of a police car, she caught one more glance at him, the Dalek that had ruined her life, and had now found himself perched behind the tree. He put his claw to his dome, as if to tell her, keep quiet. And then he was gone, lost to the bark. She didn't know if she'd see him again. All she did know was that her life was ruined, all because of a Dalek who seemingly tried to help her. Thanks all for the enjoyable video today. Don't forget to click below to subscribe to the official Dalek Empire, or you will be exterminated. of all Daleks.